Hello, everyone from kind of dreary Charleston, South Carolina today. Keeping it casual. It's like a little bit of a rainy day out. If you watched my first video on what is research, then you know that key parts of research are asking a question, creating an intentional plan to answer the question, collecting information and then data points, and then using that information to answer the question. So, strangely, maybe strangely, it's just kind of funny to say, so I'm going to say strangely. One of the best ways to do research, one of my favorite ways to do research, I should say, in my opinion, one of the best ways to do research is to ask questions, a la a survey, a feedback form, a questionnaire. And if you were going to do this, there are lots of tips on the best way to do that, and I'm excited to share those on the channel. But the number one thing that you should remember when you are creating a question to collect information is this. A question should only ask about one thing at a time. One question, one topic. Simple, right? But I tell you what, this is like one of the most common mistakes I see is these like long paragraphs of questions or like really short but sneaky questions that have this one word that automatically signals that you are asking about two things. Here's the word. And. Okay? If you see the word and, it is a clear signal, a red flag, if you will, that you are no longer just asking about one thing, you're asking about two things because there's an and in there connecting thing one and thing two. So I learned about this as a double-barreled question, although really a question could have many barrels. It could be triple-barreled, it could be quadruple-barreled, whatever. The more ands you put in there, the more barrels you're adding to your question. And the key is looking for that word and. Here's why and is problematic. I like to give examples. I think it's the easiest way to understand concepts, so bear with me. Let's say you want to know if someone likes reading and writing. So you ask the question, do you like reading and writing? Here's why the and makes this difficult to answer. What if I like reading, but I really don't like writing? Or what if I love writing and I really don't like reading? How am I supposed to answer that question? Because you're taking these two things that I happen to feel differently about and you're putting them together and you're making me answer it at one time. So as I'm going through and trying to sort this out in my head, it's like, should I say yes because I like reading? Or should I say no because I hate writing? Or should I like try to make this average in my head of like how much do I like reading and how much do I like writing? And then if it's over 50% average, then I'll say yes. Like this is like mental gymnastics, super complicated. You don't want people doing that when they're answering your question, right? Like that's a lot of work and it's not going to get you very clear information. And so if you really want to know if I like reading and if I like writing, the answer is super simple. You just have to split it into two questions. Ask, do you like reading? And then ask, do you like writing? That gives you like clear information, easily interpretable, and the person who's reading it can more easily answer the question. And I think this is one of the keys in writing good questions for people is that one, you want them to be able to understand and answer the question because if they don't understand and struggle to answer, it's not getting you very good information. But two, it also makes answering it easier, more enjoyable. Many people, myself included, I will out myself, don't love answering feedback forms, surveys, like it's not all fun and games for everyone. And so you want to make this easy for people. If you see the word and, that should be a signal to you that's like, okay, I see the word and here. I need to split this into two questions or check to see if whatever the and is connecting are two words that really mean basically the same thing. I saw an example the other day and it was asking about someone's organizational like goals and priorities. And I was like, here's the thing. If goals are really different than priorities, then you should ask about them separately. Or if it's like pretty much the same thing to you, just pick one of the words. I would go for goals because it's a little more accessible in terms of language, but just pick one of the words. So that's it. That's my quick tip. Survey, question, best practice, one topic per question. Easy way to check for that. Not the only way to check for it, but one easy way to check for it is to look for the word and. And if you see the word and, kindly remove it. Your survey takers, your feedback form takers, participants will thank you. And honestly, when you get the information back and it's really clear what it means, that people love reading and are like lukewarm on writing or vice versa, you will appreciate it too.